guys, and welcome back to the channel. Got another recap for you guys. Married at First Sight season 14 episode 2. We have now officially 3 weddings. We got 2 more to go, but we got to talk about what happened in this episode with these weddings. So before we jump into this, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash that like button, and also feel free to drop a comment down in the comments section below. So without further ado, let's talk about these weddings. So we got to see more weddings in this episode of Nice Day for a Wicked Wedding was the name of this episode. And following Mark and Lindsay's nuptials, it's time for Jasmina and Michael and Katina and Olajuwon to make that big leap. So we're going to break down on key moments from this episode. So we might have a little spoilers in this too. So let's get started. So the episode started off with their wedding, meaning Jasmina and Michael, as they are both surrounded by their family and loved ones while prepping for their nuptials. Now, we saw Jasmina's sisters, they're helping her get ready, do their best to calm her nerves, which turned into an upset stomach as her ceremony grows closer. And that's the interesting thing, I thought she was going to get out of this because she was freaking out. I mean, she was so literally physically sick from all of the tension of now becoming a wife. And I wonder, what was it, just all nerves balled up, or whether or not she was really ready to sign up for this. But meanwhile, we also see Michael leaning on his siblings, as both his parents are no longer here to physically be with him at his wedding. So, it was good to see his family, especially all of his siblings, being there for him. They had that circular prayer that they did with him to put blessings on him. He seemed like he was ready to go. However, we saw Jasmina's nerves led to another minor delay, but eventually, she does make it down the aisle with a sigh of relief. And I was glad, because I was like, oh my God, come on, girl, you can do this. But, she definitely got a sigh of relief when she actually saw and got a chance to greet Michael. Her confidence continued to grow, we saw, after reading her vows. It led into this whole fun, I guess you would call it a mic drop, or would I say a vow drop, when she dropped her paper, which definitely made him laugh. After the sealing the deal with the kiss, the two of them take some time to get to know one another over a glass of champagne. They got to talk about sleep schedules. Now, I guess you want to dive right in when it comes to trying to get to know each other, but he had to put it out there like, how's your sleep schedule? And she was like, well, I get up early, It led into this whole conversation about TV and movie watching, something that Michael apparently does not do, much to Jasmina's surprise. We did continue to see on in the episode, we got to peek into the beginning of their reception ceremony, where the couple kind of take photos with the family and share their first dance. Pretty much traditional moments that allowed them to feel more comfortable with each other as they acknowledge growing sparks. Now, she did say that she had little sparks. Michael was all in. And oh my God, did you see his responses when she was walking down the aisle? He was like, wow. He even called her a black Barbie. I thought that was so cute. He was definitely pleased by what he saw on his initial reaction with his wife. And she seemed like she was pleasant as well. And I know a lot of the fans was concerned, looking at all the comments on social media, whether or not Jasmina was going to be attracted to Michael. And it seemed like so far she is. She is feeling a little spark, and hopefully that spark will grow into much more. But we definitely would have to continue to watch them. I really like this couple. I actually created a reel of them from their entire ceremony and afterwards on my Instagram. So if you want to go check that out, go over to Romance Review TV on IG. If you have that, go check it out. I have a lot of stuff related to the different recaps that I do from all of the shows that I do on this channel. And Michael and Jasmina was no exception. So you got to go over and check that out. But I have high hopes for these two. I really want them to make it. I'm putting my support behind the two of them. So hopefully we have no surprises. Let me know what you think about them so far and what we saw in episode 2 with Michael and Jasmina. So we got a little bit more this episode of Mark the Shark and Miss Lindsay. It's photo time for them as she continues to definitely run her mouth off with her new husband while taking portraits with the family and the friends. She seemed to be pretty optimistic about the match, but worries in a confessional about their cat predicament because they got 5 cats between the two of them. There's no way. I couldn't do it. Number one, I'm allergic, and even she's allergic. And I guess maybe she takes medication or something, maybe to help her with the allergies. I don't even know. I'm just assuming, so don't quote me on that. But I couldn't do it. She also asked if Mark's family's there, and he tells her about his mom's choice to pass on this ceremony, and his father is no longer with us. She then shared that her relationship isn't great with her mom and, creating a bonding moment of sorts between, the two of them is where this conversation led. We also got a taste of their reception with their first dance, and they got a little bit of flirtation going on. That girl, she has no filter. What comes up, comes out. Now, at first, a lot of folks was saying that, he may not be able to tolerate her and, she may be a little bit too much for him. But he said in last night's episode, he loves every minute of it. Keep him on his toes. He liked that energy and that she has even more energy than he does. So I don't know, sometimes that can start off strong and exciting. The question is how long is it going to be able to be tolerated? Because after a while that can maybe get to be too much. I don't know, maybe not for him, but some of the things that she says, that's the thing. She speaks as if there is no rating to anything. So this is going to be an interesting match to watch. So far they seem to be hitting it off. They have a lot in common. The energy seems to be a match for the two of them. She's even attracted to him as well. So let me know what you guys think about Mark the Shark and Miss Lindsay, because look like she'll definitely be a firecracker. She speaks whatever is on her mind, no filter. Straight to the head, no filter. So we'll have to see how long this can last, and maybe they might be a match made for each other. We'll have to see. But let me know what you guys think about Mark and Lindsay. Okay, so next up is Olajuwon and Katina. Now, you know what? I wish they would just do all these weddings instead of going back and forth and showing dress shopping and tux shopping, because we got to see that again with this couple. We saw that they had their experiences with dress and tux shopping. Olajuwon family agrees that he might not be ready for a wife, as the groom-to-be expectations that he has, they claim to be a little narrow. But he is adamant that his Playboy days are behind him. Remember, he said he took 2 years to do the work, and that he is serious about what he's pursuing with being married at first sight. When the big day does finally arrive, we see Katina is definitely full of nerves, but she is ready to jump in, hoping that her dating days are behind her. She was definitely excited about being no longer single Katina. I think Jasmina even said something similar. Now, Olajuwon wants to change his former ways, and Katina worries that her future husband won't find her beautiful. Her fears are definitely thrown out the window when she finally walks down the aisle, though, as he breaks out into tears over how beautiful he thinks she is. The good vibes kind of dissipate a little when the statements from his family is read by the ceremony officiant, though. And especially when they had brought up about cooking and things like that, and I don't know if she could cook or not. She really didn't confirm or deny. But Olajuwon's family said Katina better know how to cook because he's expecting a bride that can. Needless to say, there was a brief bit of silence. The awkwardness did also continue a little bit as he gets down on one knee to propose despite already being in the midst of their nuptials. Now, I understand what he was trying to do because normally you don't get the chance to propose in this circumstance or situation or even get to choose your own ring because the show provides all of that. But he didn't want her to miss out on the experience. So I'll give him, an A for effort and creativity. Now, when they conclude the wedding ceremony, Katina notices just how talkative he is. And he admits that he is definitely full of energy. He rambled on and on and on. Now, a lot of that I think was just a nervousness. I mean, he's excited by her. He's excited to be married. He's excited about how pretty she is. And the whole thing. And she's pretty much looking at him like, it's going to be all right. Just calm down. For a minute, I thought she was getting kind of annoyed. But, hopefully they could work that out. The question is whether that will work out in the long run. And that's going to remain to be seen. My thing is, a lot of people are coming down on Olajuwon because, this show know how to label people. And when folks get the first impression, it tends to be the lasting impression. They said the same thing about Woody. That he was this player and he was giving player vibes. And they had his family talking about he's never ready for this and he's a party boy. And him and Amani been going strong. I think coming on 2 years is their anniversary next month in February. So you never know. Sometimes you got to give these folks a chance. And I'm going to give him a chance. I'm not finna say, oh, he's horrible. He's ain't ready. We'll have to see, But he's definitely excited by her. I'm questioning whether or not she's attracted to him. And whether or not she's interested. Now, we have to see the remaining part of their reception and everything. But, I'm hoping for the both of these. I'm hoping for everybody. Now, I know there's rumors about one particular couple I don't think is supposed to even last 2 weeks. And that allegedly is supposed to be Chris and Alyssa. So, spoiler alert. That's what I heard, but we'll have to see how that all plays out. But from what I understand, they don't even last 2 weeks. But we'll talk about them in a minute. But I'm hoping for all of these couples because that's what I watch the show for. I could do without all of the drama. I mean, it happens. You have to work through relationship. Relationship is work. Happiness is a choice, and things that you do in the relationship, you have to do the work. So hopefully this is a situation where we'll see that with both Katina and Olajuwon. He's definitely high energy. He was definitely nervous. Is this whole thing about being a traditional wife going to be something that's going to be a problem for them, depending on, what her speed is? We'll definitely have to see. So let me know down in your comment, in the comment section. And he also said he's definitely financially ready to be a family man as well. So that is out there as well. So let me know what you think about Olajuwon and Katina. Okay, so we're going to talk briefly about Noy and Steve. We got a little bit of them in that episode. Noy and Steve also go dress and tuck shopping with their friends and family. But the main entertainment surrounds their wedding day, where we get a little taste of as they prep for the ceremony. We see Noy cries a lot, but she definitely has the support of her friends and family to kind of help boost her confidence. Noy's mom did her best to try to comfort her daughter, but it makes it clear that she'll need to give her new husband a chance no matter what she thinks of him. Whether, that will be the case or not will remain to be seen as, the couple's wedding will play out in the next episode. So we didn't get much. I hate how they try to spread these weddings over a period of 3 weeks. Can we just do these weddings, get to the honeymoon, and get to the rest of their 8 weeks? I mean, seriously, come on. I mean, but all this going back and forth. We had 3 weddings, and then we went back a few steps to look at somebody go dress shopping, when all that probably could have been done in the last episode, and we could have got maybe 3 or 4 weddings this episode in 2 hours. Go figure. But anyway, what do you think about Noy and Steve? Now, the biggest issue with Steve is the fact that he is currently unemployed. Now, from what I understand, and I'm very objective, Steve is an engineer. After being laid off, and more than likely, because over the past 2 years or so, with the pandemic going on, a lot of companies have been laying folks off, sending people remotely, and doing a whole lot of different things. His is no exception. However, what he decided to do for 4 months after being unemployed is to travel. Now, a person that is living paycheck to paycheck wouldn't have the luxury of being able to go travel across the country to do that. So what that speaks to is probably Steve has substantial savings, especially if he is an engineer. The other thing is what he mentioned in I think it was the kickoff or last episode 1, is that he also do freelance projects. And some of those projects, when you do freelance, pays very well. Places like Upwork and some of these other online freelance services. If you're an engineer and do online engineering, I forgot what type of engineer he is, you can pick up a pretty hefty check freelancing as well. So I'm not going to just jump on him with the fact of the production team using that whole narrative, oh my God, he has no job, because it's definitely triggering a lot of people on social media. How can they set him up with no job? I have a feeling that man got some money sitting somewhere. There's no way you're going to be able to travel the country with no money. And, a lot of people was talking about Amelia Bennett. He's not Amelia Bennett, okay? So it's interesting how sometimes we tend to compare. And, that's okay in some circumstances. But in this particular thing, I don't think he is a paycheck to paycheck type of income or lack of income earner. I think he has substantial savings. People do that. They prepare for rainy days, especially when you think in the mindset of abundance. And at the same time, he does freelance work. So I had to put that out there. The question is, when he and Noe get together, how is she going to look at that? Is she going to look at it by saying, okay, you got money put away, you do freelance projects, you signed up for this, and this all happened at that time? The question is how she's going to deal with it. And that's what I want to see. No matter, pretty much, we could speculate all day. We can call him, no job. Okay, I really don't see that with him. And I saw a lot of the fans say, well, some of them say, he probably got money saved up, really. So I'm curious to see coming up how Noe is going to handle that. And, we'll definitely see how that all pan out. But right now, we only got their wedding should probably be up next week. But, they gave us a little bit with this whole tux and dress shopping. But we'll have to see what happens with Noe and Steve. And then last but not least, let's talk about Alyssa and Chris. Now, there's folks on social media kind of saying that Alyssa is giving Mirla vibes. I will have to see. Let me know what you think about that statement. As for Alyssa and Chris, they were the other couple that, go shopping for their dress and their tux. While he talks about wanting a bride so he isn't lonely anymore, she's more concerned about finding the perfect dress. Because remember, she already revealed she bought 10 other gowns, but doesn't believe she's high maintenance because she just knows what she wants and expects nothing less. And that's, I think, why people are saying that she's giving Mirla vibes, whatever that means to them. Like I said, let me know what you think. But we really didn't get to see too much of them either. They're probably going to be one of the final weddings of next episode, next Wednesday, along with Noy and Steve. But there are statements allegedly that Chris and Alyssa won't even last 2 weeks. So we'll have to see what happens, how that pan out. I know I did see a preview of her saying how Chris is calling her a liar and I can't stop filming. He's not going to be able to just say that I'm a liar. Whatever that means, we'll definitely get to see that, obviously. But it does not look good for these two. And there's other spoilers out there that after the season, knocking on wood, and if you don't like spoilers, this ain't the channel, because I do put some stuff out there, but I always use the word allegedly. So if you don't want to hear any of this, you can cut the video right now. Okay, and I paused. There's also a spoiler floating around that they did not stay together, and then right after the season, he, meaning Chris, decided to buy a house with his new person, which I think is somebody from his past, so maybe an ex or something. So, unfortunately, we can't go 5 for 5. Hopefully we'll go 4 for 5. Even 3 for 5 would be great, especially coming off of season 12 and season 13, where we only were 1 for 5 in season 12 with Brianna and Vincent, and 0 for 5 with season 13 out of Houston, because originally we thought we had Jose and Rachel. That didn't pan out. And then we had a swap with Zach and Bao. That didn't pan out. And then there was all these speculations with Johnny and Mirla. Of course, they're just friends. So 0 for 5 is what that ends up to be, right? So let me know what you guys think about this season couples. It seems to be a little bit more optimistic. I'm definitely rooting for the other 4 couples, despite what I'm hearing allegedly with Chris and Alyssa. But as for Olajuwon and Katina, Jasmina and Michael, hopefully Noy and Steve next week. And then, of course, Mark the Shark and Miss Lindsay. We'll definitely have to see if they stick it out and stay together at the end of the 8 weeks or not. But we're still early, so we got a lot to cover. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop your comments in the comments section. Subscribe. Go over to my Instagram if you want to see daily updates of things that I post about all of the shows I recap. Romance Review TV over at IG. And until the next video, we'll see you soon. Bye.